What's up, everyone? I hope you're having a great day today. I have some good stuff lined up for you. I'm sure you've heard about the statement made by Michael Kratsios, if I'm saying that correctly, regarding time and space. Um, there have been a lot of people talking about that. A lot of people saying in the social media arena that it's pretty much metaphorical. But if you remember, aside from the current politics in the Trump administration, remember the main goal was, obviously, if you've been paying attention to this part, where they wanted to make a task force, they wanted to get rid of the compartmentalization of these programs that are not legal and that taxpayers are partially funding. And I believe the other funding comes from other ways. Possibly nefarious ways, or I don't know. I just know that they don't get all of their income from us, but either way, they are getting some, if not all, depending on which compartment we're talking about, and that has to be rectified legally. And according to this administration, their goal is to root out not necessarily the deep state, but I know that DP's involved in this in some way, shape, or form, and we're starting to see some cracks. It's not a matter if we're alone or not anymore. I think it's a matter of us being able to bring our conscience to understand that there's a lot more to this universe than what we were taught. And remember, what we're taught in school and on how all these races were separated by region and languages. This was all a grand plan. And if you want to know more about that, head over to Forbidden Knowledge. You'll find out a lot more information about that. But today we're going to get into what happened literally about 24 hours after this Michael Kratsios made this statement about time and space. Let's play that.
Our passenger planes are slower than they used to be. Our trains crawl compared to those in other parts of the world. Our cars do not fly. Advances have not stopped, but something has gone wrong. Stagnation was a choice. We have weighed down our builders and innovators. The well-intentioned regulatory regime of the 1970s became an ever-tightening ratchet, first hampering America's ability to become a net energy exporter and then making it harder and harder to build. We seem to have lost focus and vision, to have lowered our sights and let systems and structures and bureaucracies muddle us along. But we are capable of so much more. Our technologies permit us to manipulate time and space. They leave distance annihilated, cause things to grow and improve productivity.
So he's obviously at some conference making a speech and statements about the progress, not only progress, but the stuff we've already attained and acquired, and what the future is going to hold, and so on. So as you see there toward the end, he mentioned that we have the ability to manipulate time and space. If you guys have any comments on that, I want to hear your comments about his comment about time and space. But it's funny because right after this, Northrop Grumman had an explosion. And I'm sure you've all seen the fires, but I have an exclusive, just a few second video exclusive of someone who was nearby that got caught in the shockwave. Must have been some pretty powerful chemicals over there. I know they build missiles and very high-tech hypersonic weapons, and they even contract with NASA, a whole bunch of things. And this is just in the Utah Northrop Grumman branch, if you will. So let's play that video, and I'll play that one with the shockwave also. Looks like sabotage. So we saw basically what's going around on Twitter and every other platform is your regular, um, you have the regular news reporting on this fire. And prior to the fire, it started with that explosion. As you can see, there was someone, it looked like at least a half a mile away, taking a picture of the initial fire. And then you can see the explosion happen. And there was like a, I think it's a level 1 to level 1.5 to 2 shockwave. Basically what it'll do is, at worst case scenario, depending on how far you are and what kind of chemicals blew up, a 1 to 2 shockwave usually means it's lower to the ground and it could potentially burn your legs. But being the distance that I saw in that particular shockwave video, I hope this person didn't sustain any injuries. It was just sent in to me. There was no name. There was no nothing. But I appreciate it because you're not going to see this everywhere. And if you have seen it, well, good for you. But this was the first time I've seen it, and I wanted to present it to those who haven't. So yeah, very interesting. I'm not saying the two are correlated or connected in any way, but it is interesting that this guy makes a statement like that. And one of the contractors who've always been in question, along with other big names, not just Northrop Grumman, but other ones. And you see how they had an explosion there just about 24 hours later. I find that pretty interesting. Maybe there's no connection. But again, this administration's job was to root out everything that was blocking everyone else from the past administrations, and basically get to the root of where they want to get to bring us what we need to hear. And for the most part, we pretty much know what's going on. If you've been paying attention, you're into ufology or studying UAPs and researching like I am, disclosure's already happened. That's my opinion. Based on my research, disclosure is already here. If you're planning on hoping for the government to give it to you, you might get something from the Luna Task Force along with Comey, but you're going to get bits and pieces, but most of it's going to come through whistleblowers, and we've had enough whistleblowers to know that disclosure is no longer imminent. No pun intended to the book that Lou Elizondo wrote, but it's no longer imminent. It's everywhere. And I do have a few clips of the latest, and yes, I did put it through my software to verify that it was real, not made by AI. And again, it's an open source software, and I use it, and I know how to use it. It took me hours to learn how to use it so that I could make these presentations with at least 98% accuracy, that they weren't, photoshopped or made with AI. AI is the very complicated part of this process, and it takes time to really go through it and make sure. So with that said, let's go ahead and show you these clips that I was able to attain, and let me know what you think in the comments afterwards. Let's play these videos.
Something's in the sky. What the fuck is
Look
that?
at that!
Whoa!
Something flying around the sky!
What the fuck actually is that, Adep? What is that?
Flying in the
What is that?
Watch out!
What the f-
Watch out!
Get your family! Get your family's on the way!
A pink like flash happens, bro. There's a fight happening.
Oh, I saw that!
You saw it?
Yo, I saw
You
that!
saw it?
I swear to
Look
God.
at the
What-
sky
what-
around
what
it.
are they talking?
Looking at that. Look.
Oh!
See?
Oh!
Exactly.
Oh, I
It's a
saw that
fight.
shit!
It's a fight. There's a
Oh
fight
my
happening.
God, the devs are bugging out of their fucking mind right now.
All right, so we had one out of Argentina. That one's on social media, but I also got it in my inbox. If you guys have anything, if you read through my description on my videos, there's email and there's a Dropbox for large videos that you can send me. If you've ever caught anything or if you find anything, by all means send me a copy of it so I can feature it here on the Human Spectrum. I would appreciate it, and we can actually study it together. So yeah, we looked at Argentina, and of course there was an unknown location in the United States where you have these young men dressed up in what look like tuxedos or whatever. I know it's not prom time, so I don't know what the event was. But I guess I acquired the video and that's all I had. But you could see some object moving in the sky in ways that currently the aircraft arsenal that we have, or maybe I shouldn't use arsenal, the aircraft that we use, whether it's military or commercial, does not move that way. And a satellite cannot turn that fast. Whatever that was behind that fog of cloud definitely had them in awe, so it was pretty cool. And yeah, there was some language there, apologize for that, but that's a natural reaction. When I see people react that way and I see that they're using their iPhone or their Android to pick it up, and you have a lot of witnesses, he even had his dad say, look, you know. So I thought that was a pretty interesting video to show you guys. So on this last thing I'm going to show you is we have a United States soldier that came on and made a statement. She's allowed to do that as long as it's unclassified. So last, I'm going to play that video for you. If you haven't seen it, I'll play it for you right now. If you have seen it, leave me a comment either way on what you think. She's basically breaking down what she has been taught and what she's learned about classifying objects that are anomalous. So let's play that clip.
Okay, what I'm going to share with you guys is what we know to be real and true. And when I tell you this, I urge you to not restrict your thinking to technology. We've been collecting UAP data for more than 5 years with electromechanical signaling. We call this our dog whistle. What the technology is classified. Generally speaking, we see 3 to 5 different classifications of UAP per day during operations. To make sense of our data, we had to develop a lexicon, and we base it off of flight characteristics. Again, there are 9 different flights or classes, and some of these UAPs may be the same type of UAP under different flight configurations. But at this point, given their behavior, we are confident that they do not align with your typical extraterrestrial explanation. Again, each UAP has different characteristics. Some tumble, some spin, some flicker, some just look like a living being flying in the sky. UAPs are extremely hard to image. What is seen with the naked eye generally is not what is seen under camera, and we do not know why. Class 1 is the tetra. It usually spins, it tumbles, it looks like a black body. Sometimes it flickers multiple times per second. It appears to have a cloud or vapor around it. We've seen class 1s in formations up to 20 to 23 in a flock or formation. Classification 2 is known as a tic-tac, but I feel like I should go through classifications 2 through 9 in another video, so there will be a part 2.
So just so you know, this is on Twitter. I think it was on Twitter or maybe TikTok. And there were some questions on there. And the question was, and it was a good question, are you allowed to give us this information? Aren't you worried about giving this information out? And she responded right away, and she said, no, there's no problem with me releasing this information to you regarding the classification that I'm explaining to you, because it is currently under unclassified sanctions. So she was able to just put it out there, and I'm assuming she went to her superior and obviously got permission, and probably told her if it's unclassified, by all means put it out there. But then I started thinking, why is she putting it out there? And goes back to what I said earlier. Disclosure's here. We don't have to shake hands, or you don't have to actually see these things. On my next video, I'm going to get into some more stuff. I'm sure a lot of you have been watching either Weaponized or our Aussie friend there who does a lot of work on News Nation. He's been talking to Jake Barber and his Skywatcher crew about using what they call psionics, and they also have a machine type apparatus that kind of works in tandem with humans using psionics, and I guess they have what they call a dog whistleblower, or I believe that's what it's called, and it does work. And it's interesting because the host of News Nation said that he was actually there when it happened. He has no words for it. They repeated this thing several times while he was there, and every time he was there he saw activity that he could not explain. So I found that very interesting, and we're going to be getting into a little more of that on my next video, and some new stuff that's coming out. I didn't want to squeeze in here today, so I just wanted to get you guys up to speed. It's been a while since I've been on. I'm going to be buying a new home, and I'm in the process of making that happen. And if any of you know what it's like to buy a house, there's a little stress involved and a little time, and so I had to take a little time to get everything in order. So that's some good news on my personal front. I've been waiting a long time to get into my own home. Once you retire, your income goes lower, and you're no longer doing overtime, so things become very different. So you rely on the things you do best. Collect my pension. For those of you that know me very well, I make music. An announcement on that is I have new music coming out soon, and I also have a website where if you make music and or make music beats or loops and you want to sell them, instead of going somewhere like, and nothing against them, like BeatStars or something that charge 15 to 30% on your beats that you want to sell, you can sell them on my website 5% right off the cuff. Just head over to audiosquadmusic.com. That's audiosquadmusic.com. If you're a producer or an artist and become a vendor, and you can sell on there, and it's 5% off the cuff. No membership fees, no $49 so you can keep 100% of your profits. It's just straight 5%. So I wanted to inject that in there for my the artist side of what I do. If you want to check out my music, it's on Spotify under my full name, David Rodriguez. And if you want to go on to my official YouTube artist channel and check that out, it's DJ period Capone. It's DJ CAPONE. So that's at dj.capone. And give me a thumbs up. Go through my releases. There's a few videos on there, but if you go through my releases, you'll get my whole discography. So yeah, wanted to plug that in real quick because I'm working on a third album and a few singles on the side, and that's going to be pretty interesting. I got great stuff coming out, working with great people, and hope to see you over there too. And on the website, if you are a creator and looking for music, you're going to find stuff that you want on audiosquadmusic.com. And it doesn't break your wallet. I made things very cheap. It's more geared toward independent, but I welcome veterans too. So with that said, I have a video coming out on the human spectrum regarding some of what the Skywatchers are doing. I just want to do a little more research so I can bring it to you with some more knowledge. and get more information on how they're doing it, and perhaps maybe even set up an interview. I am going to email Jake Barber and see if he can come on the show, and I can do a quick interview with him, and he can explain to us a little more of the intricate stuff that go into how they kind of like pretty much get these UAP to come to them in an undisclosed area in the desert, which is fascinating to me. And yeah, so I'll have that coming out soon. I thank you all for your patience. I'll be doing more videos now that we're in a little lull period between now and buying and actually getting into my new home. So I'll be doing some more videos. So with that said, thanks for watching. Please subscribe if it's your first time here. I'm trying to make it to at least 500. We should be around 200 now. And yeah, subscribe and get notified. I got good stuff coming soon. And from wherever you are, have a good day or night. And we'll see you on the next video. Take care, everyone.